see on paper and those like charts. Enjoy today because by Saturday evening we should probably have some rain. Gorgeous sight.
Look at that, downtown Rochester. Question for you, what should your plate look like? There
are new dietary guidelines out, and this morning we had advice on translating what you see on paper and those like charts into what actually you put on your plate. I had a chance to get advice from registered dietitian and author Elizabeth Ward. This is really perfect timing for you to join us. We've had so many spirited discussions among our staff and with our viewers recently about how to meet those new nutritional guidelines financially, but just trying to meet them to begin with anyway. You're going to help us sort of get there of, here's these guidelines. How do you make it reality? It's something I struggle with every day as a mom, wanting to make sure I pack those lunches in there, making sure I have all the food groups. How do we do it?
Well, it's very easy to eat healthy when you use the My Plate program, because it really gives you that visual reminder that half of the plate should be filled with fruits and vegetables, about 1/4 of the plate should be grains, and about another quarter should be protein-packed foods. Pair all that up with a serving of milk or yogurt, and you've got yourself a healthy meal. So I have several examples of how to translate the My Plate principles to your plate at home.
Yeah, again, sounds easy, but easier said than done. Can you show us some examples?
Right. Right. And you know what? My Plate is not about perfection. It's about trying to eat better. So one of the things that you really want to make sure that you do is send your kids off in the morning with a good breakfast and eat breakfast yourself. So I have a really delicious egg and cheese and mushroom sandwich here that you could put on whole wheat bread. And that takes about 5 minutes to make. And I only use Eggland's Best when I make that sandwich, because Eggland's Best eggs taste better, they've got less saturated fat, and they have double the vitamin D and omega-3 fats of ordinary eggs.
And they're actually helping to provide this interview for us today, so thank you for helping us bring that information. So again, just 5 minutes. But when you talk about a serving, you talk about certain servings of this, certain servings of that. What's a good place to look up what's a serving, say, of eggs, for example? How do you know?
Well, what you could do is go to choosemyplate.gov, and that will teach you about serving sizes. But I have to tell you, you don't even have to think about weighing and measuring foods when you use the My Plate principles. And when you look at a regular plate and you say, how am I going to fill that up? It's mostly going to be, the plant foods, the fruits, the vegetables, the grains, with the protein foods and with the dairy on the side. So you could make it as simple as that, or you could really delve deeper and get into the exact portion sizes.
All right, so we've covered breakfast, of course, and we got 2 more meals at least to go. Any lunch and dinner recommendations?
Well, My Plate recommends that you eat a variety of protein foods. So this is a great time to take that tired turkey sandwich and bologna sandwich and do something different. So I like salmon salad. The kids won't even know that you made their tuna salad with salmon. And it gives you some more of those beneficial omega-3s.
Okay, so it really just make it like tuna? Is this like canned salmon?
You do make it like tuna.
Or like...
Yes, you make it, you just exchange the tuna and the salmon. So they won't even have to know. And as I said, salmon provides more omega-3s than tuna fish does. So it's a great way to work in that serving of seafood.
Canned, like would I find it right on the store shelf, like right next to tuna, for example?
Yeah, you can find it in pouches and also in cans, so it's super convenient, and you can also use leftover salmon as well. If you have a little bit left over from dinner, just make a salmon salad with it.
Ah, there you go. I know some people say they don't do leftovers, and I'm like, are you kidding me? We survive on leftovers. Because, sometimes you get home from work and you're tired, but you still got to put dinner on the table, so let's talk about dinner.
Absolutely. I hear you.
What have you got idea-wise?
For dinner, well, I would like to talk about snacks for a second if I could,
sure.
because snacks are mini meals, not meal wreckers. That's what they should be, at least. So forget about the chips and the chocolate bars and use snacks as an opportunity for good nutrition. So some of my favorite snacks are yogurt and fruit, or some fruit and also some like peanut butter or almond butter as well, or the hard-cooked peeled Eggland's Best egg paired up with whole grain crackers or roll. That's a convenient snack. You can take these things with you, or you can have them at home.
And I love it too when you have like a hard-boiled egg, for example. You eat one, and I assume that's the serving. Peanut butter's got to be more tough. You probably really have to watch not to go overboard in using a product like that, because I know a lot of it is good, but you don't want to get too much of a good thing, right?
Right. 1 to 2 tablespoons is pretty much the size that you want to stick with the peanut butter.
Okay, so lots of good advice, especially good timing as everyone tries to say, okay, there's these new guidelines, how do I make them work? And as everyone prepares for their shopping to go back to school. Elizabeth, thank you for your time today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.